Hi, this is Dan with SFIC Security Solutions, and I'm going to go over deadbolt installation. Now, if you already have a deadbolt hole, we'll go over installation in just a minute, but I want to talk about fresh installation first. If you have to drill your own holes, if you have to do that, they make what they call a jig. This is one you can get at some home improvement stores or online for probably about $20 to $30. It is made of plastic, but if you're only doing, 2, 3, 4, even 10, you'd probably be fine. Just when you use the jig, it clamps on the door, but you want to make sure all your settings are correct. On the edge, there's a setting for the door thickness, 1 3/8 or 1 3/4, and you need to make sure you're adjusted correctly for your door thickness. And also, the edge one will come out and flip over, and you would need to make sure you're on the correct back set for the lock. If your existing lock is 2 3/8, you want to use 2 3/8 for your deadbolt. If you're 2 3/4 on your existing lock, you'll want to use 2 3/4 on your deadbolt so everything lines up. These come with the hole saws. Now, if you're doing that into a hollow metal door, what you will need is what they call a drive bolt. It doesn't have the faceplate that screws to the edge of the door. It just goes straight in the edge of the door. You use a wood block to tap it in, and it just goes in flush. If you have an existing hole, you need to determine if you have a 2 1/8 hole, you can use a full shroud deadbolt, which is my preference. It's really secure and sturdy, resistant to pry attacks, that kind of thing. If your hole's 1 1/2, or somewhere in between, you can use a non-shrouded deadbolt, and I'm going to show you how to install them both. Now, you need to determine the back set, 2 3/8 or 2 3/4, and set your bolt properly. The deadbolts are adjustable so that you don't have to determine before you order. They'll go in either way. I'm just going to install both bolts right now. Mine are both 2 3/8. Some of the bolts, the shrouded deadbolt, comes with a bolt that you actually have to extend the bolt to adjust it. The other ones, they just twist. If you have any problems, the instructions are pretty clear. So I'm just going to install both bolts. Okay, now the shrouded deadbolt will only go in the 2 1/8. It won't fit through the 1 1/2. So the 2 1/8, it goes through there, and the flat plate goes on there first, and the larger, shorter bolts again, I like to tighten everything by hand so you can avoid over tightening, especially if you have a high powered drill. Then the longer screws go through the thumb turn plate. And then all you would have is your core to install, and that one is set. Now, if you're using the unshrouded deadbolt, you have to install the tailpiece. It kind of locks in there. You just need to make sure that tailpiece is horizontal when you put it through the bolt. Your core will not install if it is not horizontal. And that one, there's no plate underneath, it just goes straight in. Snug them up by hand. That's it. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, 844-884-7342. Also, check out our other instructional videos and our website at sficss.com.